Hey, Randy Joe here, and welcome back to the channel where today we're going to be checking out another recent release, playing our game of catch up on the channel before we get to the end of the year and address my top maybe 10 records of the year, or top 25. And today, continuing, we're going to be checking out the brand new FKA Twigs release, Eusexua Afterglow. Back in January, FKA Twigs, of course, released the base album, I guess you could say this is building off of, Eusexua, which I did a reaction to, and I really did enjoy that album. I thought it had a lot of admirable sort of aspects to it, specifically the kind of almost club adjacent energy she's embracing, as well as taking in, you know, her usual stylistic turns of hyperpop. However, that album did kind of grow off of me over time, and I really don't find myself really yearning to go back to it, but I still think FKA Twigs is a great artist, even if some of her work isn't necessarily for me. But I have heard that Eusexua Afterglow is an improvement on what Eusexua was, while adding a much more, from what I gathered, down-tempo vibe, which I think is going to be more up my alley. 11 tracks, 40 minutes and 10 seconds. Love Crimes, kicking it off. Let's go. Oh, gets right in with that thumping club banger beat. I love how pummeling this main beat on top of it is, just so heavy with the bass. I like how washed out her vocals are too. A very interesting stylistic choice. Makes everything feel much more like a wave of an energy. Ooh, I like the way that dialed it back there. FKA Twigs getting very sensual these past couple records. Love her vocals on this track especially, you know, very kind of straight and almost in a spoken-like tone. Kind of reminds me of, you know, a lot of the other hyperpop artists that have been blowing up the past couple of years. Of course, Charlie XCX for one. Not that I think FKA Twigs is copying or anything. I just think in that hyperpop realm, this seems to be a very popular stylistic vocal performance that I think FKA does very well here. And I love just the contrast to the very vibrant beat. I do like this though for an opener. Just beats you over the head. Oh, who's coming in here? Maybe it's this one. I don't know. That could be a miscredit of some sort. But either way, those male vocals that came in the mix, maybe it was FKA pitched way low. I'm not sure, but I like the way it just kind of comes in the back end. Here's Sushi. I do like the more glitchy atmosphere. There's something about this first few tracks especially that just does feel much more otherworldly, even more so than Eusexua so far, but maybe I need to revisit it. Oh! Love those vocals there, just as a background. Love how skittery this main beat is, too. Oh. Very alien. Love these soft keys. Just such a delicate track. Oh, love the way it just gets heavenly with that lyric. Love these drums. Perhaps Maybe I'm losing my mind, but is that the aim and break? I feel like I've been saying that in so many videos this past couple months, but there's just something about these skittery drums. Certainly sounds like it, no? Really like that one. Very like low key in a way. Oh, and that transition is just as smooth. Here's Wild and Alone with Pink Pantheress, who I really have no bias towards or against. I actually don't know if I've heard or paid attention to a Pink Pantheress song, so this will be fresh for that as well. But I'm gonna go in with neutral expectations. But so far, I like these first two tracks, and they're setting a bar pretty high as we get deeper into the record. Loved Sushi though. Thought it was just such a low-key, otherworldly track, which I'm really liking this alien world we're getting once again. I feel like this is fleshing out Eusexua as a concept a bit further in a very rewarding direction. Love the very sensual lyricism on the record. Very doe-eyed and full of love. Love how dialed back it is here. What a stark cutoff this is again. Maybe she's getting full of herself on this track, embracing an ego. You know, I don't even know what the lyrics are going to be about here necessarily, but I gotta say, who cares? The rest of the track here, so just funky and really embraces this entire otherworldly production style. And this part here, like, what was that? Just taking some crazy sounds, putting it in a blender for something that is very showboaty for how kind of laid back the mix is. I love it. A very subtle embrace of the tricks of the record so far. This honestly feels like a futuristic Sade record, you know? Which is something I didn't know I wanted until this. Yeah, that is fantastic. Oh. What a mood. Getting dark and gritty. I hope this transitions into hard, because so far the transitions on the record have been quite smooth as well. Okay, maybe not a direct transition, but still, man, Wild and Alone was fantastic. Didn't even really catch necessarily Pink Pantheress's contribution there. Maybe I just was so, you know, enamored by the mix and the production, but a beautiful track nonetheless. Great, man, great three first tracks. I gotta say, I'm liking this right off of first reaction, maybe more than Eusexua. Maybe that's a hot take to some, I'm not sure. But let's get into hard. I'm liking this world. Like, we are just soaring away to some alien world that is just as equally beautiful as it is weird. Okay. FKA once again. Not being subtle with the lyricism, that's for sure. But then kind of twist around those expectations to something maybe a bit more sweet with that line. Do it right and love me hard. Could be twisted to much more romantic embrace, maybe. Love the way that instrumental just had like a phaser effect along with her vocals in like a vacuum. She's like something Daft Punk would do with that instrumental. Such a low bit synth. Production so far has been immaculate. Oh. Love just the amount of mutilation this track has gone through. She's certainly going as hard as she can with what the track here has to offer. Just such a dynamic, incredible mix. Wow, production on that one was amazing. Once again, I love that one as well. You know, very front forward lyrically. You know, I will say that FKA Twigs is not really dancing around at the topic, but I love it. But I think there is maybe a little bit of a kind of double wordplay there in terms of you know, seeking a sexual relationship or one that is much more full of love and romantic in a sense. Great tracks. Cheap Hotel. Let's keep going. I think this was a single. This is the first single. Love the energy here. That's exaggerated sort of swagger coming through. This has a real throwback sound to it as well. This whole record feels like something that's coming out of the 90s with a modern edge. Incredibly moody track overall. Just love this energy on the whole thing. What a laid back record this has been, while still feeling so refreshing and unique. Love the contrasts in her vocals and this vocal here too, as well as the whole tempo and energy changing. A really great structure of the track, flip-flopping between these two aesthetics. Cheap Hotel, that was a great one too. And you know, all these tracks are running at about 3 minutes, I believe, each so far, with maybe some a little shorter. Okay, roughly, let's say the average is a 3-minute track. The flow and just the overall pacing of each track feels even quicker than that of 3 minutes. You know, like it really lets you soak into the entire aesthetic of each track, while at the same time, you know, it doesn't feel like it meanders in any way. Here's Touch a Girl. I really like also the kind of 90s edge that I think is coming through, or the 90s atmosphere almost. She's not holding back on this man, that's for sure. This man just devoid of any sort of social interaction of woman. Reminds me of a Weekend track for sure. And here she's maybe embracing maybe the abuse that this man can offer her. Maybe it's a real toxic relationship, as she seems to just accept this man's treatment. Yeah, another solid one. Again, the overall aesthetic of this album is kind of offered me what I wanted, which was Eusexua, but in a much more down-tempo direction, more laid back. Here's Predictable Girl. And even these tracks here, which are overall more upbeat, maybe, still have this just nice kind of shallow atmosphere to them. Very low profile. But it does not hold back with stuff like this. But even the way it's mixed is not in your face, which I love. I love its subtlety. God, I love these futuristic vocals too. Love the way it's circling around too within the headset. Not predictable at all, despite the track's title. Oh, I thought the track ended, but we are just being played again by the production. I love that little slip. Whether or not it's intentional, I don't know, but I love the adds a playfulness to the energy here. I just realized, were they repeating this lyric before? Maybe not. You made up a world, then get fucked in your ass. Also, this part here, you're a stop, start, and oof. Sorry, I fucked up line. I like the kind of tongue-in-cheek energy here, you know, like she's making pretty forward-thinking, unique music, but isn't really letting herself get caught away with the artistic value of it, you know. Still having fun, still very playful in it. I like that one a lot. Here's Sushi as well. So far we are going track for track. I'm not having any complaints so far. And I do like this, I think, more than Eusexua, which I just felt was a little maybe underdeveloped as time went on. Love how just like thick and funky this is. This pounding beat. God, I can't help but feel like this is heavily influenced by Sade to some degree, but not shying away from her usual style. She just wants to spoil this one. Love the embrace of just how romantic this record is, while still very weird and sensual. Oh, love these drums in the mix, very low, building up, coming front forward. Oh. Oh, FKA. Sliding in with these bars.
Walk for me, walk for me.
What? Who? What?
Walk for me, walk for me, walk for me, walk for me.
What is going on in this track? One thing I'll say about this album in general, not predictable in any sense. I love how hidden a lot of these features are. Who is this? Precious, perhaps, on the additional vocals. They're doing a great job here. Just loved the way they just slid on the track with such ease.
I'll see you after the function.
Maybe the best track here. And it feels so 90s still. I'm not familiar with English. Who this artist is here, Precious, but they are giving it their all in this back end. Love it. Love this collab. I want more of it. Can we hear more FKA and this individual? They're doing an amazing job, but just a great contrast too of styles. Sushi's perfect. Let's keep it going. Maybe the best on the album. Peace of Mind.
Do it again. I loved it.
Like it says at the beginning there, the sense of glitch in this record, I love it. It doesn't hold back. And this world of Eusexua, I'm a fan. FKA taking us through a drug trip, perhaps. FKA maybe the best trip sitter. I will say, maybe this is my least favorite of the track list so far, but maybe it's because Sushi just like put us at the high of the record. Hard track to follow. I do like this outro, this back end. But for an album full of subtle tracks and subtleties, you know, maybe this is something that will grow on me with more listens, this track. Yeah, I'm a little iffy on that one, but that's alright. I mean, hey, we're on track 10 now. Track 9 being the weakest of the batch, that's alright. Here's Lost, All My Friends. My bad. I think I'm just so blown away by Sushi, you know, I just cannot fathom. I love how withdrawn FKA feels on this entire record. Like she's not really front forward in the mix. Gives it this very angelic, haunting atmosphere. I like how it's riding this instrumental out so much in the midpoint here. the reverb on those vocals so drenched that it's undecipherable. Yeah, real spacey banger once again. Really explores that midpoint. Love the reverb heavy vocals in that midpoint as well. I think we're walking into a storm. Here's the final track here, Stereo Boy. Such a cold, metallic, disturbed world that I feel like we're embodying on this record. And yet it's strangely hypnotizing and beautiful. What a massive sound wave this is to close it out. Feels like we are hitting a climax of or like a credits type kind of track. Just feels very grand with how washed out the mix is. What a massive kind of faltering wall of sound. Really drenching us in it. This is beautiful. This is gorgeous. What a gorgeous closer. Very metallic, this world of Eusexua. Feels so just like desolate and cold. There's a sense of melancholy deep within it. And yet it's underscores chill. But that does it for Eusexua Afterglow. Like I was saying, love the very metallic, cold, desolate world that is still, deeply hypnotic and very, interesting and enriching. There's something about it that, you can't help but look away with how almost tortured this world of Eusexua feels, while still feeling very sensual and full of love, or at least yearning for love. Eusexua Afterglow, though, 11 tracks, 40 minutes, 10 seconds. Least favorite track, and least favorite at the end of the day doesn't mean it's a bad track. It's just the one that didn't jump out to me necessarily, was Peace of Mind. Maybe on repeated listenings, it will maybe hit a little bit harder. But Sushi being such a high point, I think just before it is what really just did it for me, because Sushi is such a amazing, interesting journey of a track at nearly 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes. You kind of just explore all these different soundscapes, and the feature on there as well from, I believe it was Precious, was absolutely incredible, provided a great contrast of styles and vocals that were really pleasing to the ear, while we just kind of delved further into this glitchy, interesting kind of odyssey of a track. And what's interesting too is I feel like Sushi is such an in-your-face sort of, focused on production sort of track that, every other track here kind of leading up to it in a sense, there's such a sense of subtlety. I love how much more laid back Afterglow is. It isn't necessarily full of bangers that are meant to make you move hard. Instead, they kind of make you kind of sway to them. They really suck you in with how hypnotic and just beautiful and lush it all is. But I really enjoyed the much more subtle and laid back energy of this record. I also felt like it was more fleshed out as well as more consistent when I think back compared to Eusexia. I feel like this record front to back is not only consistent in quality, but just, in terms of the atmosphere it develops, it feels very much part of one whole concept. We feel like we are all within the same realm in terms of the styles that we check out here. Nothing bad to say, really. I think this is better than Eusexia after first listen, if it isn't obvious. A really great laid-back 90s. What am I saying? It's not even the 90s record. See, this is the problem. Not problem. Good thing, I guess. This album, kind of embraces like a 90s style and aesthetic. This feels like a hyperpop album from that time period, which I mean in a great way, because I really enjoy this kind of throwback sound while still feeling incredibly refreshing and unique and, of today's times and, kind of musicality of it all. Just the I would say hyperpop leanings, alt-pop leanings that it embraces are a really interesting sort of edge to this 90s aesthetic. Just a beautiful record. One that I'm going to keep coming back to. One that I'm going to consider for my end of the year list when I'm thinking about best records, because Eusexia, as a base record, I don't think will top on there. But this one I could see being up on the list for sure. A great listen, front to back. But that does it for today's album reaction. If you liked the video, please hit like and subscribe to listen to more albums alongside myself. If you want to see the full unedited version of this album reaction or any other album reaction I've done this year, check out the Patreon down in the description below. $5 a month. You get every single album reaction I've done this year onwards, completely unedited. So a pretty good deal for only $5. You could see all my content that way. But otherwise, stick around, subscribe, and watch the edited content for free here on YouTube. As always, my name is Randy Joe. I appreciate you watching, and I'm signing off.